Yo, what's good, Internet? Welcome to episode 16 of the No Limit podcast.
Yeah.
16 finally. We had SPK for 15 last week. So
You know.
Shout out to SPK.
And if you recognize the voice, you know who we have.
Or maybe the face, maybe. Maybe they recognize the face.
Yeah.
For the
Touchline the truth.
Yeah.
What's up, Maji?
Mina ngimnandi mfethu wena.
Great.
Top.
Away top dog.
Yeah. Finally here. Ngithola.
Yeah.
Understand with talent zabo mfethu ngithola.
We've been hustling.
But finally, you know.
I know
the
sis
important thing
corner.
is it's
You know?
finally here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, because someone saying, let's see if I would touchline, boys. But it's just some time. Away, bro.
You're gonna be subjected to puns the whole.
Dope. That's how we operate things.
Yeah. So we finally got our main man with Touch on the show. So Touch, just before we can start with all the formalities and the interviews and then just give us who is Touch, where is Touch from, where is Touch going?
I mean, Tawe, I'm told. And then as a team, it's, you know, it's a question that you always have to prepare for interviews, you know, like, and, you know, it's like they ask you who you are, you know, but that comes with so many different facets, you can't just say, like, I can't just tell you who I am, I'm told. It's like, it's beyond anybody else's comprehension, because you're the only person that understands who you are.
True.
But as if we're trying to get deep with it, essentially, you know, just a guy with great ambitions, good intentions, you know, for his own career, for the rap game itself, for my hood, for my family. I'm just a goal-driven guy who wants to do something great and leave an impact.
Plus, also Touch is such a typical name for us, for like a person named Touch.
It's
the easiest
thing
to go to.
Sure.
Is that how you got it?
Partially, yes, but like, obviously the full name is Touchline. And then we called Touchline when I was a winger. I've been through petty skin. I was that guy.
Everyone says they were.
But some of them were those guys.
And you counted yourself in that category.
I just said it, man.
Don't take your word for it.
You know? And obviously when I started making music, I was going to touch people with my lines, and that's how Touchline came about.
And why choose? I think I saw like an article where you chose music over playing soccer.
Yeah.
Because you were thinking of pursuing one of the two professionally.
Or both, you know, because I'm ambitious like that. But
I actually talented Benny McCarthy. Because he did both.
18th area. Like from 18th floor.
See,
there you go. There you go.
You know? Plus Benny was my idol growing up, you know? Shout out to Benny. I remember wanting to cut my
scar.
Cut. No scar. My dad took me out of it when I was young. But he still took me to the salon to get the S-curl.
S-curl.
That's I remember when Benny was still hot, bro. Like, you know, when he scored those 4 goals against Namibia, I don't know if people remember that, but like he was the hot thing in the Zanzibar, and we were just youngins there, you know, looking up to the likes of Benny McCarthy and stuff. But yeah,
yes, I was fucking jealous about that.
Why couldn't you get that?
Because my hair, dog. Like it's I couldn't do it.
There's a chemical for everything in life, bro.
I couldn't do it.
There's a chemical.
There's a chemical. Yeah. So Touch, you just said, but you know, it is key. You can also choose music over it is key, but that wasn't.
I didn't even answer that question.
Yeah. We still kind of
all at once. I think there just came a time where, you know, it looked like music was going to open quicker for me. I'm told. It is skinny. I think there was just too much that I couldn't break through. I'm told, and the system for me was not. I don't know, was not opening up to me in some way. I'm told, and I can't blame the system. It just wasn't for me. Essentially, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, things were moving for me with my music, even with old songs that I had recorded, because I wasn't making music anymore. You know, and that's why I say music chose me more than anything, because even when I wasn't making music anymore, it came back and people were still demanding more, you know?
Yeah.
And I gave in, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should just commit. And, you know, being a multi-talented kid, it's very hard to choose a career path, you know? It's like a blessing and a curse, you know?
At the same time.
There's so much that you know you can do, and essentially I could have went anyway, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know how successful I was going to be in the other parts. But knowing myself, because there are certain principles that I live by, I just believe, Guti, you know, I was going to make it wherever I needed to be, you know?
Yeah,
because I believe in certain principles that help you get something, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
So now you went to music. So I just want to know, like, did you choose music become a thing of maybe I can make it better this side, or was it no, I see these stars making it and I think I could do a better job? So you finally came to the decision that
essentially I just thought I had a story to tell.
Yeah.
And at the same time I thought I had the greatest way of telling it.
Sweet. Okay, now.
Actually do.
Yeah, but yeah. Most agreed. You do though. So now let's rack it back a bit. So, like in your times, even though you're still playing soccer, which people were you listening to the most? Like, which people also? Because obviously, getting into music, there's people that you listen to get some motivation, yana, or maybe some inspiration, yana. So, who are those people that Touch those times was vibing with? And then at the point after, till that point till now, has your playlist changed up too much, or is it still almost the same, or you still vibe with the same people that you vibed with before? Because obviously as you grow older, you seldomly change your taste in music. So is it still the same taste of music, or has it changed a bit?
Well, I mean, growing up, I listened to one guy only. But obviously, if we track back before I started making music, you know, there were the guys that my brother always used to play at Touchline, and so he always played, like, he was a big Kwaito fan, so we had Double Pound Dash. TS Records was hard at the time, like, you know, he's in Yoga. Zola was really, really hard at the time, and I think that's where I got my sort of like education in terms of
school 101.
You know, education in terms of like Istrad, I'm told, because we listen to these guys and they represent exactly where we come from, even though they came from a separate hood than I, you know? But there came a point in time where I just fell in love with ProKid's music, you know? And I just bumped ProKid only, man. I remember I cleared everything off my phone in high school. Like it was more than just music for me, you know. I think I understood him on a deeper level, you know. I just understood everything he was talking about, you know, the writing, the skill, bro. Like, like skill wise, so those flows and those punchlines, like, it was just incredible how he made a story come to life, and like the township story come to life. You know, I understood him. And so I really understood him, and the playlist has changed now, you know, because he hasn't been dropping anything. Well, before he passed away, he hadn't been dropping, you know, a lot of music anymore.
He really understood, like, local, the audience he was
straight up.
You know, even with like the rhymes he was using, the choruses. I forgot the name. You actually remixed it with Tini like kids in the township used to do that. So
and he made it possible, you know, for hip hop listeners to be like, I'm gonna listen to a hip hop guy because I relate to it, you know. And that came in the era of it where, like, you know, the Western influences were really hitting us hard now. Everybody's starting to sound a certain way. You know, I think my life changed when I saw him perform in Santon and everybody was singing Mutini Mo Pro. You know what I'm saying? I used to dance also back in the day, so I was at a dance show. It was
talents.
Yeah, you know, and then you know, there's Pro. You know, I'm already a fan that time. But now, you know, what really messed me up was that we are not even Ekas in Fitz, and all those people knew his songs, and that's when I decided I'm gonna make music for Aban Basilokshi. Because essentially So that's why even when they're in Santon, They still bumping, you know, they still bumping Prince KB. You know what I'm saying? They still bumping Cuesta, Schala. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And these are authentic South African artists. You know, so even back then I understood it that way. Uthi, yabo pro ma was unyakazi sabantu basesensini. Angithola. Ushuthi vele making music for Elokishini is the way to go.
It's the way to go. That was actually going to be a question of mine. Uthi, did you consciously make that decision to rap in both vernac and, you know, English?
Nah, you know, that's like asking me, you know, did I choose where I grew up? No, not at all.
It just happens.
Yeah, it happens. Uthi, that's how I speak. I'm taught.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
It happens. Uthi, the same way I speak is the same way abantu Elokishini. And so I mix already. And so isn't it natural for me to then rap that way? So it wasn't, the conscious decision came with regards to actually rapping in vernacular. And so, because that's when I was like, because I could have gone anyway, you know, I could have been like, oh, Lil Wayne, yeah, you know?
It's teasy.
Yeah, you know, I could have done that.
Yeah.
Hence, a lot of kids, Elokishini, don't even rap in Skasi, you know, they rap because they are influenced and they believe that is the way to go, because their idols were not the same as my idols. Like, I looked up to Pro, Tear Gas, HP. So I can't even blame a kid that looked up to, you know, American influences, I can't blame them because you are what you listen to, essentially.
True.
And when you finally manifest something as an artist, you're gonna first reference the people that you listen to. I'm told.
Sure.
And I mean, I managed to reference with Pro. I'm told. So, but then I told myself, this is the way to go. That was the way the conscious decision came from. Regarding mixing that with English, you know, there was even a point where I only started rapping in English. You get what I'm saying? But that wasn't a conscious decision. It was just the phase that I was going through. But the conscious decision was to bring it back and say, you know what? Let me just rap. And so, no, kumele ngishaye vernac or no, kumele ngishaye English. And so, in fact, I just recorded a song in Lesotho last night. I've never done that before.
And so, you've never done that before? The suit to come out properly.
And now we look shit. But you know, like I try, bro.
You try.
Because essentially, like I represent Umzansi.
So with the new cats that are coming up, who do you feel the most like, apart from yourself, because we know obviously on the list, no, for sure. But who are other cats that you're feeling at this point? Like, yo, this kid is also, in his own respect, this kid is like, yeah, he's doing it.
It's a tough one, eh?
Yeah,
it's a very tough one. I think because of the criteria, and I think I break it down. Like the criteria for me, you know. It's very different. It's not just about who's nice. I'm told. Sure. It's also about, you know, what are you saying to me? And essentially, in this bar, I know about as they're not saying anything, and I don't mean to be, you know, on the hate train or anything. But in this bar, for me right now, as Kulumi, my life experience was, I'm told, they're selling the American dream. As bar, I'm told, the American dream.
You actually said one of your lines is, we went from rap to trap to trash.
Went from rap
to trap
to trap to crap.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Went from rap to trap to crap, and I'm here to remove all the T's and C's.
Ooh, balls.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. Because
I mean,
I understood it, what you meant, because I struggled to listen to these new guys, especially the younger guys and girls, because it's all just party, and I'm cool with that. Like, you do need party hip hop. You can't be in a club and bump into come on and he's telling you to go deep black. You're not going to do that. You need something to vibe to. So definitely we do need that, but can we get a bit more substance as well?
Yeah, definitely.
With the up and coming.
And I guess that's where my point is coming from. you know. But it's other than that, you know, talent-wise, this calling God is blind. And so, I know Big Hash. I pop up a lot in conversations with Big Hash. I realize on social media.
Third episode, someone has mentioned Big Hash straight.
Yeah.
It was Ginger and then SPK in the last episode.
Yeah.
Big Hash is, we're trying to get him on here.
Yeah, no, I mean, Untwana, like, you know, he's another young cat who is talented, and you can hear it and it comes across, you know.
Sure.
Because I was bumping one of his songs on radio, actually. It's called Circles. It's a very, very dope joint, and I saw the understanding of umculo itself and being able to get a message across. And so, and then, you know, he's speaking on behalf of Ingos, you know, the kids. They there's a certain thing that's happening, and you know, he's telling the story of kids, you know, how he's still crushing on a girl, for instance, you know, still heartbroken, you know, still hustling like a kid, you know. It's like it's pretty dope. It's very, very dope. So, you know, he occupies a different target audience, you know. He occupies that audience that Nasty C was occupying Marangi and Anaya, which I think he still occupies, because the kids really, really love these guys.
A lot of them.
Yeah, you know, exactly, you know. So shout out to Hash. There aren't more that I'm seeing as much, but I know there's DB, you know, there's a guy called DB.
Yeah. Shout out DB. He's a friend
DB,
of
and
the
he's
podcast.
with, and he was with who? J Hood.
Hood, yeah. New guys.
The new guys.
Yeah.
You know? I was bumping that. Like that's
a cool job.
Very dope, you know? Very, very dope, you know? I just feel ngathi kancane nje siwise egazi kancane where we grew up, yeah. That's the only thing. Oh snap! I actually, yeah, 25K.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like 25K.
Thank you.
I like 25K a lot.
Because we're all the way back.
Yeah, like just we
All the
story,
way back.
and then he made sure to know
It's
Makashayingo
different.
Boti and so I'm feeling I'm artist up, but like that's very dope. Like that in itself is very, very dope for me.
Yeah.
And I relate to Boy because he represents where he's from, and I represent where I'm from, and I relate to anybody that can tell me stories as a cast like.
Keeping it original.
Yeah.
I effort that. Yeah. So at this point in time, with all these artists that you've mentioned, who would you like to get a feature with? Either a big celeb now at this point, or even someone on the come up. Who would you like to have a joint with them? That you're confident that the two of you guys can cook.
We'll do some dope stuff.
Yeah, can cook something nice.
I'm gonna get into studio with 25K soon.
Sweet.
So
you get ready. Inside stuff.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
No, so it's just Kulumi and Cheetah. We'll do something. I think I'm a big fan of Java.
Yeah.
I like what Java does with it.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah.
Has the cosigns, like from people like people who've picked you up, people like your Doomy or Sleek as well, has that had like you've seen a positive impact of that? Like it's helped your career?
Definitely. The more in it's people that, you know, abantu babahlonipha and so game, you know, and when they give you that shout out, you know, people actually take it seriously and they go and listen. But you know, there's also been, you know, other people that have bigged me up, you know, fellow artists, you know. Some of them are like really popping right now, and you know, like I always feel like when you can take that time away from yourself and be like, I'm gonna put this attention on this guy over here.
Yeah.
You know, it's special, you know, and I appreciate that. You know, everybody who's just said anything about me on social media, I think, has helped me get further.
It's dope, man. I think we need that a bit more unity and coherence in SA hip hop.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Stop beefing. Speaking of beefing, are you beefing with anyone yourself?
Never.
You don't entertain such.
Oh, I can't say that. You know, I'm just like, I mean, I've been to.
You'd go toe to toe with anyone if someone was like, F Touchline.
Like Touchline ain't nothing. So would you like?
Do you know how I how I respond to that in real life. I literally don't even get into it in real life.
Yeah.
But when I see that there's negative energy there, I'll try my best to go the other side. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't deal well with conflict, so I prefer, I would say, I just stay away from conflict.
Yeah.
So, but now, you know, with rap, I'm not sure, because there's never been an instance where I had to, you know, respond to somebody or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not one to take into that happened between us personally, and me fucking go meaning and mention you, and you know,
that song.
But obviously, if it's gonna come to by means of a song, then the response might have to be by means of a song
as well.
But should I be responding? Then, you know, that's the first question. Like, how much am I gonna benefit from responding?
Yeah.
You know, how much do my fans want me to respond? Do they feel like me not responding is hurting the situation? Should I respond? I'll consult my team. Like, should we respond or shouldn't we? You know, something like that. You know, but I beef with man.
Because busy. People say that no busy.
I'm trying to change my family's life. I'm trying to change my friends' lives. You know, there's so much more. There's so much more that is important in life than to focus on what another artist is doing or saying about you. You know, because I'm not in here to just like be a guy that was in here, you know. I'm actually trying to shift something, and that's where my main focus is. That's why I try to ignore whoever is coming with bad energy.
Gotcha. But how was the process of making 18 Flow?
18 Flow, I mean, everything was done separately. You know, I never did it with the intention of creating a project, but I was in the studio making music all the time. And when it was time for me to compile the story, I think it was easy for me to figure out which songs I wanted to, you know, represent the story. Also, we listening to the diversity of the songs, you know, and how many people I can reach. I think there was a process I called it was basically every day was a studio spana, and you pick some strong songs that you feel like will tell the story.
Like every day we are spanning. So what are you currently working on right now? Like, is there a project that you might be dropping soon? Is there a video that
definitely I haven't started working on the project, but I want to drop the project really, really soon. I'm just gonna give myself his card to you know. Because I know I'm relax and I want to tell the story from Kada items, like Ploma and not be too caught up in what's happening this side. You know.
Do you actually stay in Tembisa even now?
I went back to stay in Tembisa. I went back to stay in Tembisa, but mainly I think mga was uplome kasi and absorb kasi before I let it all out. I think message
One of my favorite things on 18 Flow is the poem you did, These Shoes.
These shoes.
Everything you said in there, it made sense, and I could actually see it, because you see niggas going through that. Especially the pressure of having to wear, you know, your Jordans and stuff like that, your Balenciagas, whatever. Hey man, we're putting ourselves under pressure. And I think a lot of it comes also through looking at what your idols are doing, especially when you reference Ricky and that nigga that he caught wearing the fake Balenciagas. You find that homie was just trying to emulate Ricky himself, because he's a fan.
His idols,
Do you, as an individual, like, as a rapper as well, do you make that conscious decision as well to be like, let me about positive vibes towards my fans, or let me, like the profile, touchline that you put out there, is it one where you're like, I need to make sure it doesn't negatively impact my fans, where they feel like pressure to be like me or something like that?
I think the more I started traveling by travel I don't mean it literally, but like, you know, just started being on this journey from Mkulo. I started realizing what Mkulo means to people. You know, I started realizing when they hear my words, they take it very literally. I'm talking very, very literally. Like, it's very personal. Until they were in a conversation with you and they heard you say that. And understanding that yabo maqala ukunderstand that idea ilapho uzoba a little more careful ngezinto ozirengayo I'm told because you know we build people and we break people with these words I'm told and I don't ever want to be you know one of the people that only came through and told you about how successful I am and how much better than you I am because I wear certain sneaks or because I drive a certain car or because I live in a certain house, you know? As it stands, I mean, I'm just a regular kid from Milokshi and I can tell that story from that perspective. I'm told, as opposed to Uti, you know, be like the other guys from Basagasa, about pants, in terms of the thing if you press la pants, you are nothing. People take that very, very literally. And I just want to be a little different. I'm told, I always say, I don't think I'm better, I just think I'm different. And between me and the artist who, you know, who doesn't really care much about the upliftment of sekas. I'm told, or Oguti, you know, I just want to be, I just want to leave a positive impact, especially because there's a lot of young people that are listening to the music, and if we really want to change Umzansi, I'm told, if we really want to change Umzansi, it starts with us as artists also. I'm told, so that's what I want to do right now.
But do you think that in the long term, let's say 5 years from now, you are this huge superstar. Are you still going to have that same township appeal that you still do now while you're on the cover? Because now we're talking different levels of your success and where you are in terms of your life, whether it's financially, where you've reached a point where you can't just walk around freely on Timbis, because now it's like, yo, shit, there goes Touchline. Now you're going to get to your, I feel like you get to a point where you're like, I can bounce, right? But now, is that township authenticity still going to be there when you're no longer as connected to the township?
That's a very good question, you know, and it's a very, it's a tough question because I can't tell you what's going to happen in the future. I'm sorry. I don't even know where I'm going to be. You know, I don't know how successful I'm going to be. I don't know if I'll even be in SA anymore. I don't know. I don't know if I'll. Who knows?
It might happen.
You know, I might not even be in music in 5 years' time. We never know. You know what I'm saying? But I can tell you what my intentions are. I'm sorry. My intentions are to always represent where I come from. I'm sorry. That is my intention. Yeah, well, how it's gonna pan out in the future, I don't know. But I always want to impact Abantu positively. I'm told. And I'm gonna find the best way to do it. I'm told. If in 5 years, being how I am now is not the most effective way of going about it, then there's gonna be a change. You know what I'm saying? In 5 years' time, you won't be speaking on this mic, you won't be using that camera, you won't be using the phone that you're using now. So much is going to change.
Something else that I wanted to ask you about, especially speaking of being like conscious and being aware of what your fans consume. On soon, you have that Malum Cool Cat joint.
Release Cool Cat.
Yes, Release Cool Cat. And how do you think that was a good idea, given the circumstances,
the context of everything,
of everything that involves what he was accused of doing in Australia or New Zealand or wherever? Do you think for you that was a good idea, like showing your support in that way
when I don't know
the whole
when I don't really know the facts? I wasn't actually supporting anything that he did. I was just celebrating his artistry, because you know, he's just one of the guys that I forgot to mention in terms of authentic.
True.
You know, when you listen to Cool Cat, it's like you're not gonna hear anybody that sounds like Cool Cat unless they're copying Cool Cat. You know, and I think what I wanted to highlight in and release Cool Cat. Also because 100K, like I said, was already dope.
Yeah,
you know?
too much.
And I got the beat. I got the beat. You know, so I was like, I'm gonna jump on this beat. You know, and by the time I decided to jump on this beat, that's when everything started happening. And you know, when I jumped on the beat, I started saying, you know what? Look, I don't know what Mjita did.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, just release his artistry, almost. You know what I'm saying? Release the artistry of Malum Cool Cat. And by that I also meant, because you know I'm controversial like that sometimes.
Yeah.
I also meant the people that were copying Malum Cool Cat should release him. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, and I
stop checking his style.
Yeah, you know. I will say this though, like it's actually good that people were jumping on the bandwagon, but it needed to be clear that was Malum Cool Cat style. Because I don't want, you know, the danger also comes with people who are bigger than you judge your style, and then keep on becoming bigger with your style. Yeah, well, and then it's a problem. And now it's like when you shop at that style, that's what's Joji.
But it's your own style.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just saying, like, yo, yeah, let the guy breathe, and I think he's an amazing artist. You know, like I said, I don't know the facts of what happened. I didn't even follow up on the story that much, you know, mainly because I don't believe most of the stuff I read in the media anyway. And if we weren't there, we surely shouldn't have such strong opinions. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't know the facts, yeah, your opinion shouldn't be as strong as that of the Twitter people. That we always on Twitter we always believe we know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just how we are.
Expert,
Everyone's an expert. You know what I'm saying? I just always, and you hardly see me commenting on something on Twitter. I'm told there's always an opportunity. There's always something that's trending. You know what I'm saying? But I never want to sing yeah, plus lawyer, I'm told. Even if I see a video of it, you get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, we can reference the whole. This is a podcast and we're talking. You know, we can reference the whole babes and Mampicha thing. I'm told. Even though we saw it happen on the live, and we invested all our emotions in that whole debacle. I'm told. We're in it. We felt like we were in it. You know what I'm saying? And I was one of those people. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't go to social media and start talking about it. You know, and that's not wrong. I'm just saying preference for me. Like I'm not one to just go and talk. You know. And then when you start seeing that they did a whole song about it, you know, and you ask yourself like, what's going on? You know. What's going on?
They left the people with the matter and got back together.
You know, and you sort of feel like you played or whatever. But even so, you know, we still don't know. Even though we know they did a song together, we still don't know what is really happening.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So my producer always speaks about emotional capital, and that's what you invest in your life. I'm told, like choose Uti, you know, we invest. Like, all the emotions, choose it, bro. Because you guys are students, right?
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of stuff going on for I'm a student right now. They're going, like, you know, the whole fees must fall movement, the fees are high, you know, people aren't getting their results because they're not getting their fees, you know.
With funding and everything.
You know, you live at res, you have to pay for that. You know, Uma lady has to send money from home that she doesn't have. You know, there's already so much going on that you have to focus on. I'm saying invest your emotional capital on caring about that and relax with what celebrities are doing sometimes. Relax. It just doesn't benefit us. You know what I'm saying? Because they do their thing, and so you go to school in the morning, you down because you saw a video. Your whole day is messed up already. And what do you do when you're into school? Everybody's talking about that thing, right? That takes away from the time that you could be investing in yourself, and you know, when you're in school, to go over there and do what you actually went there for. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying we could do a little better in terms of where we invest our emotions. That's what I mean.
Oh, good, cool. With I see. Yeah, because you spoke about you making sure that when you come up, you also bring some people with you. And now you're speaking about people staying in their lane. And I can see you right now, you're rocking Niz. Naginda Baza. So at this moment, I'm wondering, is Niz part of you trying to make sure that you spring positivity, like you're making sure that other people get the bread while you get the bread, like people eat with you, not just you making sure that, as you said before, like you're not trying to stand or floss on other people that, no, I'm better than you, you're rocking maybe my newest J's, you share my latest phone. So is that you trying to bring up, is that you trying to make sure that Windsor creating a community that way? You're trying to make sure.
Familiar with this?
Yeah, I've seen some posts on Facebook. Yeah. So I'm wondering, is it you trying to make sure that when Ubuntu is sort of like creating that inner circle of you making sure that if your music is working, it doesn't only work for you, but it also should work for other people.
See that guy over there? He's rocking random.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, those guys are from my hood also.
Yeah.
Naginda Bazak was from my hood.
Yeah.
There's not much I can do. That I don't have the money to give back to a Ghazi right now.
Sure.
And sometimes I'm not even going to be able to feature many artists about Ghazi. But I'm definitely going to try putting other people on while I go. For instance, in this, I'm very invested in here emotionally because I know the boy personally and I've seen what the ideas that he has, and how much he works. And the message, like it's a township message. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm also saying here. Like, sinendaba that we need to naga. Already, bro. Like, zip eyes into the we go through and as I would dark and I just feel like, let's not get too caught up in pop culture. And this is a person who needs people to be caught up in pop culture because I'm part of the culture. Maybe it grows the industry and that opens up a bigger space for me. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not about misleading people. I feel like we should just naginda bazis because it's just
stay
so
in your lane.
Stay in your lane. The best response that you can have to something sometimes is just I just move on. Especially if it doesn't concern you. I want to using that I want to concern you. So even if it's remote, if it's far, and you're like, hey, my legs are so cool. But choose good to eat. Like sometimes it's when you want to banamanga and then when we are tinting but they just move along with life. But that's so tinting so because of what you saw on social media.
Stay in your lane.
So
study the facts.
Study the facts and stay in your lane. So for your fans out there, what can you say to them? Like, what can you give your fans?
What are you working on? You said dropping a video?
Yeah.
For $5,000 or
for everything.
For everything.
Anything that you know in a video, somehow, we're gonna drop.
You
know what I'm saying? I mean, inyagaza si shooting for because I'm a resources boange and it's one of my most successful videos, and shot by that guy right there, and I've just found a way to utilize the Team Yami as effectively as possible. Shout out to Bafana tonight. They better win against Nigeria.
By the time we post this, it's Friday.
Yeah, it's done. But
you know the results.
But the fact is, the coach must know how to use his team effectively. If ever he's going to get a result, And I think I've managed to seek out the strengths of all my boys and find a way for us to push this dream together. And it's happening, man. It's very hard. It's very hard because we've got nobody supporting us. You know what I'm saying? But because we are so invested and the passion is there, the goal is clear. You know what I'm saying? What we want to do is very, very, it's tangible. You can almost feel it. And that is it. And so
That's all you need.
that's all you need, bro.
Yeah.
And so we can't always sit back and complain and say, ganja. No, you need to find a way to do it.
Yeah.
That's
So your manager, Vince.
Yeah.
He's associated with Motherland, I think.
Was.
Or he was.
Was, yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess then my question is redundant because I was going to ask is there going to be like a possible relationship with Motherland between you and them? Or
There was.
there was.
Yeah.
What happened?
It just didn't work out the way.
It was planned out to work. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there were.
So you went back to being unsigned and independent, just pushing the thing.
Yeah, basically. You know, there was, you know,
Yeah.
we did work together for some time, and yeah, it was just, I just felt like, you know, I needed to do my own thing in order for me to get to where I need to get.
Yeah.
That's it.
Makes sense.
Then do you, okay, you said you want to do your own thing, but down the line, do you want like a major deal?
Major record deal.
Major, yeah, a record
So
deal.
essentially, that's not what I want. So,
Yeah.
I want different things for myself. So,
Yeah.
I don't look at that and be like, oh, that's the end all and be all. I'm gonna, yes, definitely,
Yeah.
record deal. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying, do you want to someday win the lotto? No, I want to be rich though, but I don't have to do it via the lotto.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I'm just saying I know where I need to get, I know where I want to get, and there's many ways of getting there. If winning the lotto is one of the ways, and it actually happens.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
You get what I'm
fine.
saying? But
Yeah.
my intention is not to. You know, my intention is not to sign to a label. My intention is to just keep on doing what I'm doing as effectively as possible. Whoever, you know, can jump on board to help out, great.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I cannot sit and wait, because that hasn't been my story. My story has not been to sit and wait for something to happen.
Right.
Yo, episode 16, yo.
Yeah. So so for people that just knew you now, like who didn't know you before, where can they find you? Like if they want to make sure they stay in contact with Touchline, they want to stay in the zone,
Yeah.
they want to stay in the 18 area with Touch. So where can they get you?
It's on the Timbies. I'm a Timbies.
Please, social media, Nyana.
But
or-
if my Kunzimu was a Timbies, get me on Twitter, get me on Instagram and Facebook, obviously. Touchline Truth, that's on Twitter. Touchline_Truth on Instagram. You know, Touchline Punchline on Facebook. Touchline Truth everywhere else. You know, you're gonna find my YouTube channel, Touchline Truth. That's where I want people to be at right now, because
Yeah.
that's where we're gonna tell the story.
Let's
You know?
get these views also on the music videos.
Yeah. Gotta
While
beef
you
those
haven't
out.
subscribed to 23 TV, we out here, more podcasts coming.
Subscribe.
More content
Subscribe to
coming your way.
Touchline.
Yeah.
Let's subscribe, yo. But G, thank you for pulling through, man. This has
Yeah.
been dope. Yo.
This has been
So I
built up.
appreciate,
Yeah. Even
you having me, man. For real.
yeah, because this is the truth. Because at the end of Touchline, there's truth. So we've been speaking truth the whole time, the whole
Told
episode.
you that punch. Told you.
Yeah, but for now, this is it for episode 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, from a boy Kopano, Sivio, and
Shout
Touchline.
out to you guys.
Decided
Episode
that-
16. That's
Episode
Yeah.
16, my
That's
G.
dope,
Yo,
man.
we on SoundCloud, we are
Super
on
dope.
Spotify, we are on iTunes, on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, comment. We out. See you in episode 17. Away.
Peace out, y'all.